Alrighty, so we did that site that was, oh gosh, what was it? Here, let me hop into this other ship and undock. And then we're going to go clean up that site. Oh, I need a MTU. I'll take the pack rat since I'm going to be sitting there doing it. It'll be faster. Yeah, so that was a hidden den, Sansha hidden den. Not a real big site, but struggled with it just a little bit. We'll head down there and then get this collecting. See if it's got any loot that's worth it. I suspect the answer is no. In fact, I'm almost positive the answer is no, but can't be positive until we try. And I didn't see any. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. There is really a lot here, isn't there? That, and then yeah, there's just really a lot here. All right, so I doubt that there's going to be, you know, a whole lot of stuff in here, but we'll see. So about 30 out is about the furthest. Okay, so I'm going to do an orbit of 30, and that'll keep the salvage drones at bay from chasing stuff going into the MTU, and it'll make it more efficient. So how'd my investment go, Eve Mongrel? So was that 100,000 plex? I don't remember exactly how much it was. It was a lot. And so it's paid off in the fact that I'm basically plexing 17 accounts right now. And I'm using characters, at least one character out of each. The other ones are just doing like skill farming. But skill farming, as you know, is not very... to take advantage of skill farming is very, very difficult, and the margins are thin. And so it's not really paying off in that regard. It'd be nice if it was paying off that as a secondary, and it's enough to where I'm able to plex stuff and I'm not taking a loss, but I'm not making profit on that either. And then the other stuff, still in the works. Not ready to talk about it, but it's been a lot harder to get it all working than I had anticipated. But that's okay. You know, that's just, you know, part of how it is, right? You try things and some stuff works, some stuff doesn't. And if the skill farming market hadn't dropped out so bad, then you know, I'd have a lot of extra risk in the game, but I don't. So there we have it. Yeah. And I ended up using some of the profits. How much? 40 billion of the profits I sent to my characters out here to buy some ships and stuff, which I'm able to, you know, have fun and make money at the same time. I just needed a boost because the earning it myself wasn't going very well. So, especially yesterday. I don't know if you saw yesterday, but yesterday I lost a couple of valuable ships trying to do ratting, whatnot. I just pushed too far into things. So, but you know, it's all good. I only have 3 salvage drones on this. I thought about bringing something else that could do 5, but and probably what I should do is I should probably have a different character that has 5 that I can just bring out sometimes. I do need to get the multiple client set up. My video card being in for repairs hampers that quite a bit because I need that power to do it right. Kind of hoping by going a little bit faster that I'd end up with my drones being split onto different. I've seen my drones split sometimes like these. We can tell them not to focus, and maybe they won't. But I wonder if that focus fire setting will be just for this group, or if it'll be in general, like when I switch back over to my other ship, is it still gonna say that it needs to, you know, that now they're not focused? I don't know. Hard to say. Ghosty would know? Oh, well, I mean, I'm going to find out. Because when I switch ships into the other ship, after this, if focus fire's not on, I'll know. Yeah. Have I made any skins? No. No, I really don't like the Skinner system. There's just something about it that it just turns me off. Some people have made some fantastic skins in it, but it is not to other people who are doing it, but it is not for me at all. I don't know. I can't 100% say why I feel that way about it. I feel about the Skinner system kind of like how I feel about PI, which is it's just really not for me. But now, in all honesty, but and I have no desire to buy the player-made skins either. Big turn off the Skinner is the Plex price? Yes, I agree. You know, that Plex component in it is a big turn off to me. It's a Plex dump. Yeah, and that's a problem. So, you know, we've been having hyperinflation in the game, and it's because there's not enough Plex to meet the demand if people want to buy it, who want to use it for things. And so cost keeps going up. And, you know, I don't know how much it's gone up in the last year. And, you know, was it maybe a year ago, 5.4 million or something like that? Then, you know, that's like 10%. Hyperinflation happens in MMOs. It's just the way it goes. The time is accelerated. And so that's normal. But we have much faster hyperinflation than what we should have. We really do. And it affects... Okay, so not only...
Welcome to the Dragons.
Spankai's just followed.
That billion ISK you have in your... that billion ISK that you have in your bank loses buying power daily. And how much? I don't know. But if it were a year from now, it will not be worth $1 billion. That billion ISK, it'll still say $1 billion, but you can't buy $1 billion worth that you were able to buy a year before. And this is one of the reasons why I recommend that if anybody's going to leave the game for a while, 6 months or more, put all of your liquid money into Plex. You buy Plex at whatever price it is, and that's what you do. And the reason you do that is because Plex is more akin to gold in the game, and like a gold standard, and so it will go up in value as the economy changes. On the same token, though, if we have deflation, where the Plex value goes down and it keeps going down, that also is not good. It's a sign of a very unhealthy economy. And take care, Tanker. And so, you know, it's all a balance. And CCP has had an economist on staff before and everything. But I don't know that they've had an economist on staff over the last couple of years. I would actually like to know. Because if we've had an economist on staff for the last couple of years, then I would dare to say they're not doing a very good job. And I realize there's different departments within CCP that have different agendas. And so the external market, you know, like the codes that we sell and everything, may not jive with what's happening in the NES store in the game, which may not jive with other events that are happening in the game and everything. And so it is a big balance, but you need somebody to have control over that. At the same time, when you have shareholders in a company, shareholders demand profits. Profits then come at the expense of the players. And so when it comes at the expense of the players, then we get, you know, this is one of the effects of it. And now CCP needs to make money to continue development as well. It's just a fact. If CCP is not making good money with EVE, then we do not have good development of the game. Plain and simple. It can lose money for a little while, but it cannot lose money for a really long time, because then it's just, it's going to be over. And so, it's all a balance. It's all a balance, and you have the different departments and everything that all have to work together and stuff, and it can become, in any company that is the size of CCP or bigger, things can become very political, especially a company that's older, which CCP, in terms of the game industry, is a veteran, and it just it is it's just part of human nature. So but in the end, if they can figure out a really good balance that's wholesome for everybody, they may make fewer dollars, but they may bring the happiness level up of players and of people who work for the company and everything. And that may in turn create an overall better environment. But you have that push for when you're a public company. When they were privately held, then, even to this day, CCP has been known to say, fuck off with that pressure. We're not worried about it, or we're doing our own thing, or we're doing something that y'all think are crazy, but we're doing it anyway. And that's one of the nice things about CCP. But when you get shareholders and stuff, you have to be more careful with that. And so, and then that tempers your, potential on things. Anytime that I've gone through probably 3 previous times with my companies of having a reimagining of them, a reworking of them, and everything. And it's every 7 to 11 years is kind of like there's this huge change that happens with companies that do online sales and everything, and in technology, because of the rapid growth of technology and everything. And I think I'm in our 3rd or 4th reinvention of the company right now. So we probably a year ago started talking about making some changes, and then probably about 8 months ago really started implementing a lot of things, and by 6 months ago things started to pay off, and now they're paying off really well, and we're in a huge cycle right now with our company of reinvention, and that's good. That's why I haven't had as many shows. And so because of not having as many shows,
Ramiro just followed.
It's because I am so busy with this other stuff. And in fact, I am busy enough that I could probably just do no shows for 3 or 4 months straight before I catch up. But I don't want to do that. 2 shows a week is the minimum that I'm willing to put it down to. And like this, this week, yesterday was 10.5 hours. Today we're at 7 hours, and probably going to go a while longer and everything. Which it's hard to do shows that long, but I only got 2 days a week to fit it all in right now. So, it's like, that's what I'm going to do. And so, anyway, yeah, we probably have 6 months of less than 5 days a week shows. And then after the 6 months, I think that I'll have everything in place and everything done and everything up and running. And then I can get back to doing like 5 days a week. That'd be great. But we'll see. We'll see. I have to keep the roof over my head first. Streaming is great. It does not make enough money on its own to pay for all the bills. If it did, maybe I'd just be doing this all the time. But it doesn't. It doesn't make enough. I mean, it'd make enough if I was single and renting a room, someplace, and didn't have other responsibilities and stuff, then sure, I could do it. It would make enough for that. But for, having a home, owning a home, family, all that other stuff, nope, it's not enough. So, yeah, and that's not a complaint. It's just the way it is. All right, so we are at 1.8 million in. It's only 1.8 million in loot. It's not very much. I told y'all I didn't think this was going to be worth it on the salvage of this. Can you make a renewable subscription through EVE? So the answer is yes, we can do that. The answer is also no, we have not done that because of kind of the way that some of the laws work with subscriptions and everything. If you have a subscription, or maybe it's not necessarily laws, but more so ethics, that if you intend to cancel your subscription and then you come to us the day after it bills and say, I tried to cancel it and it didn't work, or I meant to do it and I didn't, and can you cancel it now, please? And we tell you, well, you've prepaid for another month, so you may as well use it. People get unhappy about that. We don't like that unhappiness. I would rather it be you have to push a button to get it. Now, maybe we're rebuilding the store right now. We have a completely new store that we're building from the ground up. This is one of the major projects in our reinvention. It will probably be somewhere between 3 and 4 months that it'll be replacing our current store. And would it be possible? You know what? We probably could do it possible of having it do something like, you have it be a subscription, but then it'll send you an email once a month or something like that saying, do you want to continue? You click on yes in the email, and then it sends you your code and bills you, making it real easy. So you don't have to go add it to your cart and go through a checkout process and do that. We probably could do something like that. And I would be okay with that because it's an action that you take on your part, indicating that, yes, you want to do it. But just having it auto bill, auto send, I don't think that we want to do that. And so, yeah, there's going to be some other neat things we're going to be able to do. We have a really good development team working on the store now, the new one, and they're top notch. When we put bids out for redoing all of this, we actually went with the most expensive bid. And that, it just seemed really crazy. But the fact is that the other ones we had questions about. Their security, because we need high security for what we're doing. We had questions about their follow through and some other stuff, and like the price, we were looking at some of them going, holy cow, how can we pass that up? And but then the most expensive ones, the ones that we chose to go with, the firm that we chose to go with, they are they have all of their own internal monitoring, Q&A practices, and guidelines on different things, and everything set up for the different standards of stuff for security and for commerce and all of this stuff. And just a really complete package. And the first couple weeks that we started using them, I was amazed at all the extra stuff they were doing. And it wasn't bullshit extra stuff. It was extra stuff that we were having to do with our previous programmers, that we were having to do and then send it back to them and then have it come back and then send it back to them again or whatnot and have everything done right. And so, so far, they have been nailing everything right the first time. They have not delivered anything to us that was not working, and so that is really good. It saves so much time, and they're costing, it's a hell of a lot of money, but I think it's gonna be worth it, and we have the budget to do it, so we're making it happen. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's something that's been going on with us, and it's why, I'm streaming 2 days a week. I'd like to stream a lot more. Ideally, I'd be at like 4 days a week. For fun level, I'd be at 5. So, been a half hour in this site, salvaging and looting, and I think that it's picked up everything. Yeah, it's all here. So let's see what we got for salvage so far. Way more in salvage than in loot. 4.1 million so far, and there's still some more to salvage, compared to 2 million in loot. That's very interesting. Usually you get more loot than you get salvage. That's very interesting. So over this next week, I'm going to figure out getting a arc built for me, and then I'm going to do next week. We will probably end up putting together at least one Marauder and bringing it out here, and hopefully working a character on the side that is working on getting escalations so that the Marauder can go and do them. It's much faster than salvaging. Yes, well, part of the problem is I've only got 3 salvage drones on this ship, because that's all it can handle. And if I had 5, it'd be going 30% faster or something like that, or 40% faster. But it's also, this is designed so that I just leave it out here and I go and do another site, and then I come back and it's all done. It requires 2 characters though, because you're out doing something with the other character. It's just this time I went with this one because my primary salvage character happens to be the one that I've been testing the Caldari stuff on. So it's just kind of the way it is. all I got to do is do some more setup of a few characters, and I probably should make a list, and then you know, get deep space transport running back and forth. Deep space transport can carry holes, but if I want to carry a lot of stuff, I got to get the arc built. So we'll see what we end up in total with in loot and salvage. The loot's just under 2 million. Just a few more. So, and salvage is used for building rigs. So, and then I'm gonna have to work on getting Tech 2 rigs and some Tech 2 modules. I kind of have this goal that, you know, this fleet that I put together for myself of a bunch of the same ships is that I'd be able to build them, all of it. And I don't think that that's an impossible goal. I have 2 characters for industry that are specialized, and then I have some other characters out here who can fire off industry jobs that are not specialized, you know, just common stuff, ammo and stuff like that, T1 ammo. But for the specialized stuff, I have a character that's specializing in holes, high-end holes, and and she can do, I don't know if I could build the Marauder holes right now, but I can certainly build T2 cruisers and below. And she's skilling right now on the rest of the stuff, so. You're finding out building a Nomad from scratch solo is painful still a month ago. Yeah, so, you know, I was looking at the Ark and thinking about, you know, building that on my own and everything. And I decided that, no, I'm just going to buy one because I need to use it. But I thought about it. I thought, okay, well, my second jump freighter, if I'm going to build a second one, I want to build a Nomad because I like the Nomad. So the second one, maybe I'll try and build it all myself. I think I can. So it's just going to be a lot of work, and it'll be a fun goal to work on. And if I can build something like that, well, shit, maybe I can build myself a Titan then. So 5.24 million in salvage. I would say that's not bad. That's not bad. And then 2 million in loot. I kind of don't know how that happened, you know? It's like normally the salvage is less than the loot. Maybe I just didn't get a very good drop this time. You know, or maybe this particular site is that way. So, and this was a Sansha hidden den.
drive active.
So you often find that the market price for things are too close to the manufacturing cost, making it not worth it. So there's a lot that goes into that. One is picking the right products to make. And second is that having the right facilities and the right material acquisition. And so, you know, that makes a difference. And then there's shit like, okay, so the cost is that way because what you really need to do is make 30 days worth. And what you really need to do is you need to have an implant in for manufacturing to speed up the time it takes to manufacture them so that you can get an extra one made, which then your materials. So if you can make one and your material is one item per to make that item, then it's going to cost you that. But if you can make 10 of them and you have a 10% savings on material cost, then you'll use 9 items to make 10 of them. And then you just saved 10% in your costs by making more than 10 of them. The trick is to be able to make 10 of them within 30 days. Because the maximum run is about 30 days. So if you can't fit it into that, you got to do everything you can to squeeze it in. You got to go to the right station. It's got to have the right rigs. And you may have to have the right implants and everything to get that extra 10%. And that is how you make the profit. Which equals a huge investment, right? So, yeah. It's a big deal. I mean, it's hard. And those people who have figured it out are the ones who make the money. And so if you take the time to figure it out, you too can make the money, as long as the market is not saturated. Did you guys ever watch that interview with Oz? What was that guy's name who does manufacturing up in faction warfare areas, and the areas that he works in are dependent upon the faction warfare status of the costs of manufacturing in those faction warfare systems. And he is doing, or was doing, such huge volumes that he actually had a double-digit percentage of the market of most of the items that he was working on. And just an incredible operation. He was making money, obviously. You don't try and compete with somebody like that. Somebody like that will crush you. Now, you can go out into the outer areas and do stuff, but if you try and compete with him at Jita, or maybe even Amar at the kind of prices that he's doing, you won't be able to do it. You look at that and you say, I can't manufacture it that cheap. And so he has the whole system worked out. And from you get cost savings at every single level. The material, the ore acquisition, your material refining costs, your building of construction modules that go into other things, and then your building of your actual items and everything, and your costs for transport, your costs for taxes, your costs for listing on the market, your costs for the transactions, all of that sounds like real life business. And that's one of the reasons why EVE is so great. So, like in my business personally, we've figured all of that out. And it's one of the reasons why, like, one of the things that we figured out was that, like, when we pay other streamers and stuff for referring sales to us, when they get paid by other places, there's money taken out when it gets to them. So they have receiving costs. We figured out how to cover those costs so that they don't have to. And those costs, by us paying it in bulk, as opposed to them each individually paying it, we get a large cost savings as to how much is being charged. And so we absorb that. But it's all in benefit of them, and it makes everything work better. So it's just kind of those little things that you figure out for doing business that make the difference. And that one's costs us more, but we were talking earlier about happiness and about keeping things steady and everything, and that falls right into the happiness area. That our cost for doing that for them, even though it could, some of them equal only a few bucks, some of them it'll equal a lot of money, depending on how much we're paying them. But it gets appreciated whether it's a few cents or it's a shit ton of cents. So anyway, okay. That's why everyone recommends the store. Well, we try and use that philosophy throughout the entire store. When we have an internal discussion about how we're going to handle something with something new that's come up with a customer or whatnot, and one of the questions I always ask myself is, how does this help customer happiness? Now, we can't always do everything that a customer wants. We just can't. But how can we think about it from that way? If we think about it from that way, then the decisions we make can more positively impact everybody, and which makes for, instead of somebody being pissed off and going away because we saved a buck, then they come back to us because they know that we're fair or whatever. So, yeah, that's just kind of our philosophy, if you will. I'm trying to make things good. All right, put that up into loots. All right, if you are watching on YouTube, we'll see you in the next episode.